Hi, I'm Grace.
And I'm John. Welcome to North Lake.
Yes, welcome to
The program for a lot of students was one where they were still trying to figure out what they wanted to do. They didn't want to go into business. They didn't want to sit behind a desk. They didn't want to do what their parents were doing. And here we have a new program called Video Technology.
About 40 years ago, in the fall of 1983, a small program was formed at North Lake campus to teach about the technical foundations of television technology.
Back when I started there, and this was in around 1992, often classes didn't make because there weren't enough students.
So there were 12 students that were in the class. Nobody knew what we were doing, and we didn't know what we were doing. It's like this, because there were very few programs in the state that were really focused on the technical end of television.
People had a hard time understanding what it is we did.
At many of the universities, they were talking a lot about the theory of television and how television started.
The beam scans the picture which is on the plate in rapid sweeping motions from side to side.
And a lot of the students were exiting those programs, going into producing, directing positions, but not at the ground level, grip, technical level.
Back when I started, you couldn't, the average person couldn't afford a video camera. There was no way. The idea there was you learn all the theory, and then maybe by the time you're a senior, you might be able to actually get your hands on equipment and produce.
So when I came in, I saw this, I treated it as if this was my new studio, my new production company, and all the students were working for me. We put like over $1 million into a very small studio. All of this was built by hand. So we started with just basic classes, taking apart a camera, taking apart a Fresnel lens. I wanted the students to really understand what they were working with, because in this business, as you know, 99% of the time something goes wrong. And you need to know what goes wrong. You can't just say, well, the light don't work. Well, why doesn't it work?
And back then, everything was analog.
When I got to North Lake, it was on the 3/4 inch.
Yeah, this one's on.
We had little splicing blocks. You'd lay the tape in there, cut it with a razor blade, and then find your next cut and put it in the splicing block and tape them together.
I was a student at the video technology program. Gosh, I mean, it had to be, I think, 2004 to 2007, 2008. When I started there, we had the JVC 500 DV cam. The viewfinder was in black and white. So you had to carry around a 30-pound monitor just so you could see color. And one of the fun things was when you'd go to turn in your project and you turned it in black and white, immediately the teacher knew it's not because you are super artsy and fancy and, ooh la la. It's probably because you shot the wrong white balance and you didn't want the teacher to catch you.
Typically, I get students in here that already know something about electricity or gear. And I came in my 40s thinking, oh crap.
2, 1, take music, right in, and cue announcer.
I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I just know I wanted to tell stories.
The whole purpose of the program was to teach students to trust themselves.
It was a pure technical program, which was great. But I had students that would ask me to teach more of, why do we do it like this? Why do we light it like this?
Striking!
It's often a cliche that we say things like 3-point lighting is our bread and butter, but it is. I mean, at the end of the day, most of what I do 20 years later after entering the program is still sit-down interviews.
And so Professor Andy Chow started to incorporate more theoretical concepts into the program to complement its technical focus.
I want to say around 1986 or 87, it was pretty new in the program. Everything I worked on back then is obsolete. but the concepts are still the same. It's just the technology changes.
As the technology evolved and kind of the word got out, we started having full classes.
Minimum 2 cameras.
When I first started teaching in Northlake, we still had a standard definition system in the studio. The cameras were kind of old. Everything was old. I think really money is the big thing that kind of holds us back.
And we always thought there's no way the college could sustain this.
It's a very expensive program to maintain and to acquire the equipment that's needed. There's a grant called a Perkins Grant.
The Perkins Grant are federal funds provided to improve career and technical education programs in the U.S.
And that's where most of the equipment comes from. But in order to get that grant money, you have to document student success in the field.
But that's not the only way Northlake gets its equipment.
The college has always had a strong alumni program. So things get donated to the college all the time. And when I was there, half of our equipment, I swear, said JCPenney's on it.
JCPenney moved its headquarters from New York to Plano.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is in the basement of JCPenney, every morning they did production. We had the only video. They didn't know where to get their help. They came over to see us. They looked at our studio. They copied our studio at JCPenney.
And a lot of the alumni from the school would go to work there because it was one of the biggest production houses of all of North Texas.
One of the problems that we have is that students go to work before they can even get out of the program.
I never graduated the program. I ended up getting hired out.
I got hired out of school, so I did not end up graduating.
The increase in jobs in the field consequently increased the enrollment and funding in the program, making it easier to upgrade from analog to digital technology.
Several $100,000 worth of equipment. And we had very straightforward intentions to make that control room as realistic as possible, as much like you're going to find in a truck or any control room in town.
Roll tape.
Bars and tone. 7, 6. Kill bars and tone.
Cue the host, the music, go.
Coming to you live from Northlake Studios in Irving, Texas.
Audio, switcher, director, put it in a CG, fade to black.
Fade to black, fade to music. Stop tape.
Basically did a 5-minute interview. Then everyone would rotate positions. And the job was the person that was doing the audio board, for example, had to explain to the next person what they were doing.
Ken Slate.
Today, this activity is called Frame of Reference, a talk show hosted entirely by students in a class called TV Studio Production, so that students can get familiarized with the various job positions in a live studio workplace.
I started the program in, I would say, around 2017. It's better to be overprepared, and I feel like Northlake taught me that. Something will always go wrong, Murphy's Law.
They were constantly encountering other problems they had to solve, and they had to solve quickly.
We have to move that up more.
More?
Yeah. Also learning how to handle pressure.
Camera 3, adjust. Adjust, and you shot like you had in rehearsal again.
Being able to keep your cool on an intense shoot will keep you employed. I once worked a basketball game for a multicam class. That was easily one of the hardest, most intense shoots I've had.
Come on, guys. All these shots are medium close-up, medium shots. Even if you don't know who it is, just at least get that.
But keeping my cool kept us from tearing each other's heads off at the end of the day.
And all of this is done using school equipment.
So if you're wanting to get into this industry and actually work, the Northlake College campus has a reputation for delivering students who know their stuff. And it's been that way for 30 years.
When we got here, things were very disorganized. So Greg actually created a more organized system regarding the lights, regarding equipment checkout.
Thanks to the new system Professor Zysko and Vance put in place, students are able to check out equipment from the school as long as they're certified to use it.
So this room in particular is our equipment room. So this is where all the equipment for all the different classes are. So students can come in here and they can check out the equipment for their respective classes.
This system allows students to complete their class assignments while getting hands-on experience with professional gear, such as cameras, audio recorders, microphones, lighting kits, and more.
When I left, I think we picked the right people for the job to continue on what was started.
I want our program to be the program. I want people to say, I want to go to Northlake because they've got an excellent program.
One here and one here. This is going to drive this speaker.
I know Professor Ruska is working hard, particularly with some of the new technologies.
This is our second studio starting in August.
Oh, really? What are you going to do with it?
A 16:9 virtual video wall.
The LED wall and the computerized motion cameras, it's just a game changer.
Unlike green screens, which often cause unwanted spill, LED walls minimize or even eliminate this issue.
Think about that, how Workshop can create productions that they would have never been able to do in the past.
With technology on the rise, now more than ever, the video technology program has everything to keep growing and becoming more and more successful over the next 40 years.